Iranian nuclear scientist. He might have been a spy. He might have worked for America. And he did show up in Hillary Clinton's private emails. Tonight, he's dead. This is Special Report. Good evening, welcome to Washington. I'm Brett Baer. There is new fallout tonight from Hillary Clinton's seemingly never-ending email scandal. The case of an Iranian scientist executed for treason in Iran was the subject of emails that passed through Clinton's unsecure private server. Clinton critics are drawing their own conclusions. The Clinton campaign says all of this talk is evidence of Republicans believing more conspiracy theories. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen looks at the facts tonight.
On his return to Iran in July 2010, smiles for Shahram Amari. The nuclear scientist had made a pilgrimage to Mecca, then disappeared for a year, only to turn up in a bizarre series of videos in which he claimed alternately to have been kidnapped by the CIA to Tucson and tortured, and to be pursuing his studies here safely and freely.
He's free to go. He was free to come. These decisions are his alone to make.
Amari then said he escaped to the Pakistani embassy in Washington and demanded a flight home. Initially, the Iranian regime welcomed him back as a hero, a double agent spying against the U.S., only to hang him as a traitor who gave nuclear secrets to the U.S.
Americans assumed for a while that Iran was not aware of this person's actions, or what he was linked to, or how he was taken to Saudi Arabia and taken away from there.
We've made our concerns known writ large around Iranian due process, around Iranian respect for human rights.
With Amari's return still being finalized, Clinton's Deputy Chief of Staff, Jake Sullivan, sent an email to his boss noting that Clinton had privately discussed the case and saying news coverage of it could prove, quote, problematic. A week earlier, a top energy advisor to the secretary had written to Sullivan, describing Amari as a, quote, friend to the U.S. and advising how to finesse the issue publicly. We have a diplomatic psychological issue, not a legal issue, wrote Ambassador Richard Morningstar. Our friend has to be given a way out. We should recognize his concerns and frame it in terms of a misunderstanding with no malevolent intent, and that we will make sure there is no recurrence. That was forwarded to Clinton, whose private server was so inadequately secured, the FBI concluded that, quote, hostile actors may have gained access to it.
That goes to show just how reckless and careless her decisions was to put that kind of highly classified information on a private server.
Republican nominee Donald Trump retweeted a Washington Examiner report linking Clinton to the execution. The Clinton campaign said Trump's campaign never met a conspiracy theory it didn't like, adding, "It's pretty remarkable to baselessly claim that Hillary Clinton is responsible for this tragic death." Ambassador Morningstar declined to comment. Of course, Brett, anyone who would return to a country like Iran with a history like Amari's would effectively be courting the fate that Amari met here.
Yeah. James, thank you. More on this with the panel. Donald Trump